Well, we got a 2018 Ford Fusion, and it came in for failed emissions test. P1450 present in the computer, and whenever you're running your evap test, the P1450 is unable to obtain fuel tank vacuum. So when you're done with the test, it says the evap test could not obtain the target vacuum. A leak has been detected. Verify the flapper valve is seated in the fuel tank filler neck. All the time we go to this, it's busted off. You can clearly see the whole ring and everything's busted off the top of where it actually mounts. Right here. It's supposed to be mounted to the top of that all the way around. And this is grabbed by these little tangs right here. And when you stick your filler neck inside there, it releases those and lets the flap go in. Well, there's nothing now able to keep that flap up against the rubber seal that it sits again. It just barely sits there. So, yeah, we need a new filler neck. Well, the base number for that filler pipe is 9034, and we don't have it in stock. It's like a $200 and some pipe. So we're gonna have to order it in. Luckily they had Ford ESP to cover it, and we're going to show him right now basically what happened. Again, this is why I'm trying to tell you guys, be as careful as you possibly can with your fuel system. As many times as I've preached to you guys, don't be careless putting the fuel neck or the fuel filler in there with these chintzy systems now. Don't keep clicking it when it's done. I mean, one thing is if you know it's not full and there's a fault somewhere, you could have a faulty charcoal canister, you can have a purge valve or something bad, you could have some kind of blockage somewhere in the vent line coming from the tank itself that's causing the fuel pump to kick off early. But this goes to show you again how sensitive the fuel system stuff is. Maybe eventually when I show you guys enough failures, you guys will start to actually believe what I'm telling you is true, instead of trying to follow some 30 or 40 year old, you know, I'm gonna click it until it's full all the way to the end, I'm just gonna let her have it. And you stop paying me to fix your vehicle and start keeping your money in your own pocket. But anyhow, P1450 unable to obtain fuel tank vacuum. I'll get it fixed. I'll get the new filler neck and stuff in there tomorrow. Basically pull the tire, pull the plastic liner back there in the back, and then you'll have complete access to the clamps with the filler neck. It's about an hour to do the job, so not a big deal. This is what I'm going to do for the guy. Temporarily get that flapper right there to click back in. So I pushed the locks right here on each side back in, and I got the flapper to pull back up. So now it's pulled back up into its housing, and the base is pulled down real tight. If it'll pass emissions right now, he'll be able to drive it for a little bit until we get the new part. Go ahead and get go ahead and get everything taken care of with his emissions test. Come back and get it replaced. Regardless, he's still got to pay an hour, so I'd rather give him something for it right now. Anyhow, let's see what we got. Test just finished. All right, turn the ignition off. I did. It failed again. It does need a filler neck. I can't save the guy, so I'm gonna have to get him back in here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, situations like this arise. There's nothing you can do about it. Try to be nice. Try to get it to seal temporarily so the evap monitor will clear so he can pass his emissions test. But then again, it's kind of a blessing in disguise for me, not so much for him, because if you think about it, a lot of these people will come in, they'll say, oh, they're waiting on a part. You get it to temporarily pass for them, and they pass their emissions test, and then they'll say, screw it, I'm not even going to go back in because the inconvenience of money or time or whatever it may be, and then you just spent an hour that you're not going to get paid for because the repair order stays open and then the customer doesn't come back in. So I didn't think about it until after I said that, and with the little bit of extra effort, and I kind of thought to myself, you know what, it's probably better that it didn't pass, because I would have never seen this guy again, and then I wouldn't have got paid for my time that I had in the vehicle. So kind of a little bit of a wake up for me, a lesson learned for me. Don't try to finagle something to get it to pass, because it wouldn't pass anyway. Still, the brake around the filler neck and how it's wore out wasn't allowing it to pull vacuum. And in a situation like that, you don't really want to try to temporarily get it to pass, even though I was thinking about the customer and his time. while he was in the area going and getting his emissions test and stuff. But you know, the more I think about it, the more I realize just leave it broken until they come back, and then fix it properly once the new part comes in, because that could entice them to put themselves in a situation where they don't come back and then you don't get paid to do the job. Anyway, P1450, check that on your check the fuel tank filler neck on those plastic capless fuel systems. They end up breaking and sucking in a lot of air from around there, and also the vent valve being stuck open at times, or the purge valve being stuck open, and when it's done pulling vacuum, it checks the bleed up rate, and it's either too large or too slow, and it also sets a code. So the three main problems with the capless fuel systems, well, I should say more two, is you get a P1450 code set for the purge valve, or a P1450 code set for that capless system that ends up leaking and being faulty, or a vent valve being stuck open on the capless fuel system. So wanted to share that with you real quick to get the morning kicked off. I know it's a little late me getting the video out this morning, but it is what it is. I'm really busy the last couple weeks, so nothing's been on schedule. And now dealing with the home, they basically told us they crapped the bed and didn't get the paperwork submitted, so now they have to resubmit the paperwork again, even though the people that are in the house that we were supposed to move into, we just bought a house, for those of you that are new that don't know, my first home. We were supposed to move in today, and then we found out from the bank that the lady that's submitting the paperwork somehow failed and didn't have all her paperwork together, and there's a specific window that you got to be in when everything's submitted, or else you have to restart the process again. And that's exactly what she did. She failed, and now this morning the paperwork has to get drawn up again and resent in, even though she had it all. She just didn't have her act together. And then Friday everything should be finalized. It's like pushing out another day, another day, another day. And then, you know, the ironic thing about all this is the people that's in the home, they're moved out. They're not even in the home right now. My girlfriend went by the house to just check on everything, and she said they're not even there. Their cars are gone, the furniture and stuff's gone. Everything in the house has been updated and painted like they said they would, and they've moved out of the house completely. The realtor said the same thing. You guys are ready to move in. You're basically waiting on the bank to screw up right now. So anyway, with the chaos that's been going on, everything's been out of schedule, so I do apologize. Y'all have a great day.